My name is Jeremiah Valdry, and the modern event I chose was the latest election, and I chose it because I feel like out of all the elections, it was definitely like the most controversial one, and or like I don't know, it feels like the one that had like the most importance. Like there was the most hype around this election, and the event I'm comparing it to is the War of the Roses, which was fought in 1455 in England, and it was fought over a dispute over the English throne between two rival branches of the Plantagenet family, the House of Lancaster and the House of New York. There were multiple key places in the War of the Roses, and these key places are where the battles took place. The first battle of St. Albans, the Battle of Barnet, or the Battle of Bosworth Field. There were a lot of different battles that were like introductory kind of, and I would draw them similar to all the advertisements and the different like propaganda before the election. But the ultimate battle was the battle at Bosworth Field, which I mentioned prior. And this is where King Henry, who won the battle, who ended up being the successor of England, I say he's similar to Trump just because he won and he defeated Richard III, who I think is Kamala, because at the end of the day, he beat her out for the successor. And since I said these little battles leading up to it were like the introductory battles and like all the propaganda and the advertisements, I believe that the battle at Bosworth was actually equivalent to the election, because that was like the day that everything went down. My name is Jeremiah Valdry, and the song I'm doing is State of the Union, STFU by Public Enemy. This song talks about how Trump is being elected into office and how he doesn't like it, and he talks about the negative things that are going to come with it. And I'm comparing it to the event of the Wars of the Roses, which happened in 1455 in England, where English people were having wars over disputes over who should have the throne. The first part of this song is the intro. There wasn't much said in the intro, but I did have one climax because the background sound, the lady's voice, she said a high-pitched hey. There were 0 cadences, 0 phrases, and it basically just said the same thing over and over, just go, 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 hey. The tempo was moderato. It's pretty moderate, not too fast, not too slow. It was kind of in the middle. There were prominent drums in this part of the song. The rhythm's duple. It has one big beat and a small one right after. And the dynamics, it was moderately loud. Not too loud, but not too soft. The next part of the song was the first verse. It was conjunct because it was easy to sing, not any high notes. So with that being said, there was no climaxes. There were 0 cadences and there were 6 phrases. The rhythm was still duple with a hard beat and a soft beat. The drums were part of the harmony. That's the main instrument. I hear other things, but the main thing I hear is the drums. With the tempo, there was an accelerando from the intro to the first verse. So instead of moderato, we're not allegro. Dynamics, it was still moderately loud. It wasn't too loud or soft. It definitely stayed the same from the intro. Instrumentation, prominent drums. In the text, in this verse, he's saying that people who are voting Trump, everyone needs to get Trump out of office, whether it's voting him or by death. They just need to get him out at whatever cost. The third part of the song is the chorus. The chorus is still conjunct, easy to sing. There was 0 climaxes, no cadences, and 4 phrases. The rhythm, there's still a soft beat and a hard beat, meaning it's duple. The harmony was his voice and the drums. And the tempo was back to moderato, so there was a retardando from the first verse to the chorus. Dynamic-wise, there's a dynamic change. Instead of being moderately loud, I hear it as loud now, so it goes from MF to forte. Instrumentation is still the drums that I'm mainly hearing, and in this part of the song, he's saying how the government and president shut people up and don't allow us to speak our minds. The next part of the song is the second verse. The melody is still conjunct, although there are a few high notes. There are 3 climaxes where the lady's saying hey in the background, 0 cadences, and 5 phrases. The rhythm remains duple. The harmonies still voiced in drums, but the tempo gets faster. So there's an accelerando from moderato to allegro. Dynamic-wise, there's a dynamic change back from forte to MF, and instrumentation is still prominently the drums. In this part of the song, he's saying Trump believes how he is God amongst people, and whatever he says goes. And he is also saying if you're a colored, Trump will not do anything for you and will definitely not help you out. The second to last part of this song was the third verse. The melody still conjunct. There are two climaxes where the lady's voice gets high and says, hey. There's one cadence and there's four phrases. The rhythm remains duple. The harmony is still the voice of the drums. And the tempo has an accelerando from moderato to allegro. The dynamics also change back from forte to mezzo forte. The instrumentation is still the drums. And with this message in this verse, he's saying either vote for the other side or you're voting for hell. And he's emphasizing how Trump is not going to help black people, hence the comparison to the Gestapo. The Gestapo was a group that carried out Hitler's ideals, so he was just saying if you vote for Trump, he's not going to help you.